and welcome to yet another episode of the Make Art Don't Starve podcast. I'm your host, Kelsey.
And I'm your other host, Al, and today we're
Yeah.
going to be talking some goals, talking birthdays.
So we recently just found out that our birthday is on the same day. We're literally just a year
Yeah.
apart, exactly. And
I don't know how we didn't know.
I didn't believe that. When you told me that, I was like, you're lying. I'm sorry.
I thought you were lying. Because I was like, oh, when's your birthday? And you're like, August 25th. And I was like, how'd you find out when you're lying. Because I've never met anyone with that birthday before in my life. I've
That's
been looking
crazy.
and I've never found anyone.
That's insane. I've met at least 3 or 4 people with that same birthday, I think.
Dang.
But
I
yeah,
feel less
this
special.
Thursday, we both turned 23 and 24. I'm turning 23. You're turning 24. And
Yes.
insane. Totally insane.
Yeah. Do you have any
Where
plans
did
for your
the
birthday?
time go? No, I don't have any plans. My boyfriend got me, well, he's going to get me this like plein air setup.
Oh my
It's from Peg and
gosh.
All. It's like a whole thing. It's like this tall little like wood unit that has 4 spots for 4x6 panels and 2 drawers, and it's like just like this little compact little like thing, and you can paint 4x6 with it, which is like the perfect size, I think, like for like traveling on the go and like whatever. It's like doing
Yeah.
quick studies, especially when you pair that like with a photographic reference that you take of the same scene. It like works really well.
Right.
So that's our plan, and then we're maybe gonna do like an Alaska trip in like September, October or something. So I'll be able to use
Yeah.
that then. But yeah. What about you? What are your plans?
Fun. My plans are probably canceled. My sister
Oh.
just got COVID, and every year, so my sister and I do this thing where it's been going on for a few years now, where we have this competition to outdo each other's birthdays, and it's just like a family thing. It's not like we spend a bunch of money or whatever. But
Yeah.
like she threw me a Jeremy Renner themed birthday. I threw her a Twilight themed birthday, and they're just like funny family things where we just try to outdo each other in nonsensicalness. But she's sick, so I don't know if she'll be able to pull through. And so my mom and I were also planning on going out to one of like the cute local like main streets. Probably shouldn't be going out when my sister has COVID. And then I
Yeah,
was
maybe a
also
bad
gonna
idea.
go. Yeah, probably a bad idea. I was gonna go skydiving a few days after for the first time to treat myself.
Oh.
And I probably can't do that. So I'm probably gonna be sitting around. I might have cake. So
Nice.
also no plans.
Nice.
Probably. I mean, maybe we'll have like
Yeah.
dinner or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm probably gonna have like dinner, like, you know, get like some
Yeah.
Ben and Jerry's or whatever, but like nothing like fancy.
Yeah, little treat yourself
But-
day.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of like over. I've never like been a big birthday person. Honestly, I've never
Yeah.
like been the kind of person that wants like a really big party or like makes it like a really big event. I think I just don't
Right.
like that much attention. Like I think
Right.
I'm like uncomfortable.
Yeah, I feel like, so I mean, I don't know if you, I'm assuming you will relate. I've always wanted big birthdays, but I have since like very late elementary school, early middle school, I've just been like, I don't care about birthdays, because August 25th it's a really bad day for birthdays. It's always right in the
It
beginning of
is.
school. I don't know if your schools ever did this, but we would decorate each other's lockers. No one would ever remember to decorate my locker because it would be, except for my best friend whose birthday is the 27th. We would be the only one
Yeah.
to decorate each other's lockers. They would they would announce your name on the morning announcements, but it would be the first week of school, so the morning announcements weren't set up yet. So like
Yeah.
and then it was also, or it was over summer and people were away. So it was just a bad birthday to like have people remember. So after
Yeah.
a while, I was like, I don't care about birthdays. You don't need to know my birthday. And I mean, now that I'm 24, it means a lot less than
Yeah.
than when I was a kid. So I don't really care now, but.
Yeah, no one ever remembers my birthday really.
Yeah.
Or like the same thing, you know, like my birthday never overlapped with my school year basically, except
Yeah.
for when I lived in Alabama, and then like the school year is like shifted, so you start later and get out earlier. But no one really celebrated my birthday very much. It
Yeah.
wasn't ever like a big thing, and when it was, like sometimes like my parents or like my grandmother later on would like set up parties for me, but like they didn't know who my friends were, and so it was like kind of uncomfy. So it was like, don't you want a big party? And I was like, really, no, I really don't. I want like
Right.
an intimate gathering, people that like I know and love, and like that's good for me. Like I think that's
Yeah.
fine.
I will
Yeah.
also say, I think being older, birthdays are like, they're less, like as a kid it would be like, oh my god, like party excitement, but now like birthdays are fun in the sense of like they're more personally fulfilling now, because I
Yeah.
get to pick like, oh, like I'm gonna do this special thing, and you know what I mean. I like being older and having birthdays. I feel like it's
Yeah.
more fun for me.
Especially now that like I have more disposable income, I can like get myself something nice.
Yeah.
And that's cool because like I know exactly what I want.
Yeah.
People that give me gifts tend to give me bad gifts. I mean, I appreciate it, obviously. You know what I mean? But it's like,
Right.
if you're not communicating with me and you don't know me very well, like, you might not, especially with, like, art supplies.
I was just going to say that.
Like, you know, like the plastic, like the black plastic with like the whole kit, and it's like the cheapest supplies you can possibly imagine, but it's like $10. And like, wow, it has watercolors and oil pastels inside. Isn't this awesome? And you're like the oil pastels are like withering away into ashes in your hands, and it's like the colored pencils can't blend, and it's like, this is a bad experience. I'm sorry. Like, I appreciate the sentiment, and that's what really what matters, but maybe don't.
Yeah, like, just, you don't have to get me anything. Like, honestly, like, don't get me anything. Unless you, like, know what I want. Like, because otherwise I just feel bad. Because it's like, I probably don't, like, you don't need to spend money on me. You being here, you can give me is literally enough. But it being an artist, when people only know that you're an artist, that's the worst when it comes to getting gifts. Because no one's willing to actually spend the money on art supplies because they don't realize how much it is. And it's like, just don't bother. $10 Michael's gift card, or don't bother. Like, you don't need to. It's fine. I don't want to spend the money on it. I don't expect you to, because then they just get you like crusty little brushes, and you're like, thanks so much.
I don't really want the crusty little brushes.
I'm not going to use these. I'm not going to use them.
These are going to instantly go in the trash, or like in the Goodwill donation box. Like, I'm just not.
And then
I
feel bad.
But speaking of birthdays, birthdays are a really great, like, kind of, it's obviously you can win every year. Wow, hot take. And it's a great way to kind of mark the passing of time, right? And it's a good opportunity to check in on some goals. And I think we've both had some goals that we've achieved so far this year, and goals that we still have left to do, or like new goals that we want to do, both for ourselves, for the podcast, and for our careers and stuff. So let's talk a little bit about goals. I know that you've achieved a ton of goals so far this year. So what are some things that you've done that you're like really excited about?
They're not like specific goals, like as in like do this specific thing, but like overall in terms of just this being my career, I had like some vague goals, and I feel like I've gotten where I want to be. Obviously I still have room to grow, obviously, but in terms of like where I mentally kind of want to be, I feel really, really good about it. Overall, I've upped like the quality and effort of my videos. I went through a significant period of time where I like wasn't excited about making videos, and I felt like they were an obstacle. I think mainly because my filming setup was so weird, because I was filming not where I live, so it was like really difficult and really annoying to do. They weren't looking, like videos weren't what I wanted them to be at all. I wasn't doing what I wanted to do. So that's changed, and I'm feeling really, really good about the videos that I'm making. I think people can tell that I'm putting more effort in and that I'm more excited about it, and I think the quality has really increased. So I'm really excited about that. That makes me really happy that I'm actually doing something that I'm excited about and not making videos just because I feel like I have to. Also, I had an issue for a while where I kept missing upload days. I haven't done that in a long time. Nice. I haven't like skipped a video. So I've been posting regularly. That was a major goal that I wanted to do this year. That's been done, so that's good. Posting more often. I've been posting like bonus videos every once in a while. That's been great. And then engaging more, so like doing like community posts and like responding timely to comments. I think I've been doing good on that. A huge thing for me was vlogs, because I had bought this new camera for vlogs. I was really excited about making vlogs, and then so many things happened, and I stopped. After 2 months in the new year, I stopped doing vlogs.
Right.
But then
you had your surgery.
June,
there was like tons of stuff going on.
Yeah, I couldn't get my camera to work, and like all sorts of stuff. And then I picked it back up in June, and I've been doing them since, and they've been doing good. Like, people are watching them and liking them, and I really like the way they're turning out. I'm really enjoying it as a video format, so that's awesome. I have like steadier growth on Instagram and YouTube. Like, it's been growing well. That's really nice. I've gotten further in my art. Like, I feel really good about where I am with my art and what I'm creating and where my inspiration is coming from. Like, I'm in a really good place with my art right now. I'm creating often enough without being burnt out, so that's really good. My Etsy shop is doing really well. I've been updating it semi-regularly. I would like to do that a little bit more regularly, but it's been like stuff has been selling really well, so that's amazing. It's been making me, enough money. And then I've increased my AdSense really drastically, and then my like minimum view count. It used to be like, who knows if it was going to reach like 300 views in a day. Now it's like guaranteed to like minimum 2,000 on the first day, which is not a lot to some people, but for me, that's great. Yeah. So it's nice to be like in a safe place with my videos. Like, I know that no matter what, like it's going to reach a certain, amount. So that's really nice.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel the same way.
Yeah. And like overall, I'm just like actually making the videos that I want to be making. For a while there, I really wasn't. So I'm making the videos that I want to be making, and I'm engaging with my audience in like a much more authentic way because of that. And I feel like very connected to my audience. So overall, I'm just in a great place with my channel, and it makes me really happy, and I'm really excited about it.
Oh, I'm so glad.
What about you? What have you done?
Yeah, so I'm kind of in the same boat. I wasn't unhappy with the videos that I was making, but I wanted to introduce more variety. And I've really been trying to figure out, like, how can I do that in really interesting ways and, like, experiment with more kinds of content on my channel. Because, like, obviously, like, I want the videos to do well, right? Like,
right.
If a video does not do well, I have to think about, like, what went wrong here? Like, there was something off with the format of the video or the packaging, i.e. the title, the thumbnail, and, like, how can I change that to, like, help all of my content succeed? And I was thinking for a long time that, like, maybe the answer was a second channel. I talked about that in the last episode, my, like, thought process, which we recorded ages ago, but at the time of recording right now, it's not currently out, but it will be when this episode goes live. So yeah, so that was kind of like what I was thinking a lot about, like, kind of stuck a little bit in that problem, kind of like turning my wheels over and over, thinking about, like, what's the right answer here, because I don't think it's very obvious. And I think I have to, like, post more vlogs and stuff that I am excited about and just kind of, like, experiment with it, like, keep tweaking it until it gets to, like, a more successful kind of format. And if I try for a couple months and it still doesn't work, I think I will start that second channel and start posting there, because I do want to make all the stuff. I want to make all the things that I want to make, and then I don't necessarily want to have to, like, censor myself about, like, what kind of content I really want to post. And, like, at the same time, I want to make sure that it does well. And maybe that means having two separate channels so that I have two separate brands, so to speak, and people can kind of pick and choose. I was thinking a lot about that, and I eventually decided to post it all on main and kind of figure everything out later, because I ran a poll and my audience seems to want everything on the main channel. When I was posting vlogs, I was much smaller when I was posting vlogs on a regular basis, so I don't really have a lot of information on how vlogs would perform with my current subscriber count, which I think is an important thing to, like, kind of temper this conversation with,
right.
Or, like, that thought process, because I just don't have a lot of information that might be useful to, like, really figure out this calculus. But yeah, I was thinking a lot about that, and eventually decided to post it all on main and kind of continue experimenting a little bit with it. Raising my baseline view count is kind of an important part of that conversation, because if I'm posting content that doesn't perform well, that's going to lower my, like, baseline of views. And that's really what I want to raise, both for, like, sponsorships and for, like, my own peace of mind. Like, obviously we can request better rates from sponsors when we have a higher baseline view. Baseline meaning, like, the worst a video can possibly perform, it's going to make at least this much. And that's important when you're trying to calculate rates, because they just take your average and they want to minimize the risk on their investment. And that means, like, weighing the highest view count possible and the lowest view count possible certain ways to kind of figure out the middle. So I was thinking a lot about that. A big goal that I did achieve was that I did go full-time this year, which wasn't even a goal for this year, honestly. It was like I wanted to be on the path to get there, but then I ended up doing that, and that was really crazy, and I, like, could not have done that without YouTube. But a lot of the thing that I'm thinking about now is, like, how can I turn this into a situation which, like, is a little bit more balanced, a little bit healthier? Like, how can I make art on a more regular basis? How can I kind of, I don't know, institute, like, a 4-day work week and just kind of, like, chill out a little bit? Because as it is, I do work a lot. Like, I love what I do, but I do work a lot. It's fine.
Work is work.
So a part of that was kind of, like, scaling back freelance clients, which I've now done. That was a big goal of mine. Like, I didn't want to have to do work for other people anymore. I just wanted to do work solely for myself and just, like, make it all work, which is, like, kind of scary. But at the same time, it's like I have a limited amount of time now, and I have to like ration that a lot. So that was a big goal, to go full-time and scale back those freelance clients and quit my part-time job, which I did. Other goals that I've achieved: I invested in some better YouTube gear. So I wanted to get a better camera than my, like, $300 Canon M50, which I got used. So I did that, got a better mic. I'm currently now talking to you guys on the Elgato Wave 1 and the Lumix GH6, which is a brand new camera that I'm so excited about. Like, the Lumix GH6 is just like a beast. It's so cool. It's huge. It's really heavy. You can film, like, de-squeezed anamorphic. So I backed, like, a Kickstarter project to get an anamorphic lens adapter. So I want to like film that. I think that's really cool. And I was, like, really excited about the gear and that kind of stuff to, like, make my videos look even better. So Sorry, do you know what an anamorphic lens is? Maybe you don't.
I think I do.
Okay, yeah. It's like the D-squeeze, like long vertical thing,
Right.
where it's like a very cinematic look. I still need to open my online shop of physical products. I had a company reach out to me called the Print Source UK, and I think they're going to handle my fulfillment and distribution of my prints. So it's like kind of like a drop shipping situation, which is really, really convenient because like my apartment's small enough that I don't really have the storage capacity to really have a whole robust online shop situation. So I think they're going to handle prints. And then I still have to get my work digitized, and I'll sell originals here eventually, but I need to up production of art first, get stuff digitized, and then hopefully prints will be up by like the second week of September, I think, is the
exciting.
plan. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. They were talking about how they can offer like stickers in my orders, custom packaging, certificates of authenticity with my prints to make it like feel really legit, and I think that is awesome. They have great papers, their prices are pretty good, and because they're based in the UK, they can ship to the UK and I don't have to worry about VAT, which is awesome.
Right. So will the shipping to the US or like other places, will that be expensive?
I don't know. I need to talk to them still about that. They were talking about how they have manufacturing facilities in the US and also in continental Europe, so maybe it's going to be fine, but I still have to ask them about that. But yeah, it's like a flat shipping rate. Cool. I'm still not sure how it's going to integrate with my website. I need to ask them more about that. But yeah, I'm going to be ordering some samples, getting stuff digitized, and hopefully setting everything up because like that's the hate comment that I've been getting the most, talking about how like, oh, well, you don't sell art on your website. And it's like, bestie, okay, I hit like 40K in like May. Then I moved cross country. Literally, my boyfriend got COVID. I had to do everything by myself. I've been setting up this new apartment. Like, and then I've gained like 70,000 subscribers like in that interim period. Like, cut me some slack, sweetheart.
Like, when was it supposed to happen?
When was it supposed to happen? Exactly. Like, I've been waiting up until this point to get the audience. I now have that. I just have to like implement it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, for sure.
I'm so tired of those comments. I get them all the time. I mean, we talk about hate comments that we get with each other like pretty often, but I think it's just like it's so exhausting. And I chatted with Ashley King a little while ago. Like we FaceTimed. I FaceTimed with Ashley King, and she was talking about how she gets that hate comment a lot too because she's not currently selling her art right now. Yeah.
Oh, it's like that's so interesting that just because you don't like sell your art, like you're still making art. Like plenty of people don't like sell. Like that's what a weird specific thing to like be mad about. Like you don't sell art. Like some people can't do shops though. I don't know. That's weird.
I think like the video that I get the comment on the most is where I share my income as a full-time artist, and I think like the crux of like the critique there is that like this income isn't made from selling art, therefore you're not a real artist, like a full-time artist, which like I understand that critique, but at the same time the message that I wanted to share with that video was that you don't have to sell your art to become a full-time artist. There are other ways of doing it, and that you could imagine like full-time art sales on top of that baseline amount of income and be very comfortable.
So the criticism isn't that like you're not an artist, it's that you're not making money from art.
Yeah, I think so. But like at the same time, my channel's about art. It's like kind of like it still doesn't really make sense. Like I understand the sentiment behind it.
If they only saw that video, then but if you do any bit of research,
the only thing that you ever saw of me, and it was like 8 minutes long to me talking about money, then like sure. But like if you watch literally any of my other videos, I don't think that's like a really fair comment to make. Anyway, I've been wanting to do that a lot, but I also want to do it right. Like, I don't want there to be quality issues. I want the pricing to be fair. Like, I want everything to be perfect. And that just takes a lot of time to kind of figure out. And, like, I also just didn't want to have to do all the packaging and the shipping and, like, have to, you know, do that myself because, like, it takes a lot of time. And I personally don't love watching, like, the studio vlog where I pack 300 plus orders because that sounds like actual hell. And I would prefer to take that time to make more art and just lose a little bit of the profit margin and have someone else do that for me. So that's
so funny. I love doing that stuff. Like I love when I have a bunch of orders. To me it's so fun to like assembly line everything and be like, wow, this is like my stuff like going out, and especially because like people will like leave you little messages, and like when I get those, if someone leaves like a message, then I like will give them extra goodies or write them a little note, and it's so I find it, I mean, I get it, it's tedious, it's boring, but like I'll set up like a little my YouTube, and I, especially now that I have my new setup, like it is I find it really fun. I find it fun, but I get why you don't.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm looking forward to doing
tedious.
that for originals, because I feel like that's, you know, I want to package that with love and care. Like, I want to have a little fancy wax seal. I want to do, like, you know, I want to include, like, custom stickers that are just people that buy originals. I want to have, like, custom prints that are just people who buy originals. And, like, I want to do, like, that fun stuff, but I don't want to do it if I have like 200,000 plus subscribers at some point and I'm packaging like 300 orders a week. That would be less fun. That would
definitely be less fun.
And like I'm thinking about like scalability as I'm setting up all of this stuff, because like I am growing fast enough that it's a concern that I really have to take very seriously. And if I have that infrastructure in place from the get-go, it'll save me so much headache down the road. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. But
sure.
I've also been really frustrated with like my time management lately. I have like I feel like I have so much time, but I'm so bad about like spending it in the right way or something. So I want to take most of September to make art, like figuring out how can I make videos surrounding how to make art like every other week, like how can I institute like a more robust daily painting practice, because that's something that's holding me back, I feel like, a lot. Like I don't have a good art making habit. I'm relying on when I feel inspired, and I feel like that's a very bad place to be. Like I just want to show up for myself every day, a couple days a week or something, and do that. But it's like all the little stuff that really holds me back. Like answering emails, maintaining my Discord server, like answering YouTube comments, like editing videos. My freelance client would really like take up a lot of my time too. Like it was like 4-6 hours of editing every week, and like that, you know, that takes time away from the stuff that you could otherwise be doing. So I've been like thinking about a lot, like work-life balance and how can I like manage things better. That's stuff that I have been thinking about. That's stuff that I really want to work on. But in terms of the podcast, we also have podcast goals.
Yes.
A big priority for the podcast is, I think number one is consistency. Between your surgeries, me moving, and like the tech issues that we've been having.
Oh my God, yeah.
That really held us back.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely think getting a consistent schedule would be, foundational, number one, and really like benefit us also in terms of our own personal schedules. So
for sure.
And I'm just excited to be able to like connect with our audience more and more often, so that'll be fun.
I feel like if we could almost record like 2 episodes in one session every other week, that would be awesome. Because then we could have an episode go out every week, but only record every other week.
Yeah.
That'd be a big brain thought.
Smart.
That would be a big brain thought.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk about that later. But I think
sure.
consistency is number one. We'd also love to get the podcast channel monetized relatively soon. We're still a little bit behind on that. In terms of watch hours, we have like more than enough subscribers, but we need the watch hours to really make that work now.
Right.
So that's going to take
Which
some
requires
time,
more
I think,
episodes.
still. Which requires more episodes, exactly.
Yes.
But also our current view graph looks something like a huge spike when we upload and then like a pretty steep decline right after. And again, I think that's just because we don't have enough episodes to really keep things afloat. Like I have 100 plus videos on my channel, and some of them are high performers every day. Some of them just get like 15 views a day or something, and that adds up over time to increase like your baseline views every single day. But like you have to have that backlog to really make that work. So
right.
So yeah, what are your goals for the podcast? What do you want to work on?
I am really excited for one. I think we've been talking about this since the conception of this, and it's just never been doable, but a cohesive like set for us somehow would be great. I just think it would be fun for us, for anyone who actually like watches. I'm assuming most people put us in the background, but I think it would be a fun little thing for us. One day, if we could film an in-person episode,
that would be so
That would
cute.
be so fun.
That would be
so fun. And then I think something that could be really cool is doing like live episodes. I think that could be really fun and a really good way to engage with the audience. I think what I've gotten most out of this podcast is like the connection with other artists, whether it's been the guests that we interview or to see how it touches like people who listen. Like we've gotten such wonderful, wonderful comments. And like that's what I really want to focus on fostering, like from my end, like anything that we can do to like connect more, because I think it's just been so great to see people's responses. I feel like I've learned a lot. So I think live episodes would be a great way to do that. I think that could be really fun.
Yes, especially when we have like a good subscriber count, live episodes would be awesome, both like for like the SEO of it, you know what I mean? Like the performance metrics of it could be really exciting to look at. I'm just like such a data nerd. That's like what I think about first. But yeah, I agree. The connection's been awesome. I think like this podcast is really filling a need that's not there, like elsewhere in the market right now, which is super cool. And like I love the interviews we've been doing. I love the interviews. One thing that we've been thinking about a lot though is like how to better interface with our viewers. So we've instituted like a video gallery wall where anyone watching this can go to our Koji link, which is included in the description of every single video that we post now. And you can submit like a 30 to 60 second, I believe, video and attach it to that wall. And then we can feature those in episodes at the end, the beginning, the middle, wherever. We can talk about that, kind of respond to you guys. And it's generally way easier than having viewers on live, just because like... we don't have to worry about your camera setup, your microphone, our availabilities, and like what time zone you live in. And that can be like just a huge, huge obstacle. And it's always really disheartening to like get an email, have someone want to come on the podcast that's been watching us for a while, but like they don't have the internet connection required to really make it work. And that really sucks. We've been thinking about ways to kind of like still have that conversational element to it, while retaining like feasibility of like the podcast and the quality. So that's something we've been thinking about a lot.
And just like making it more comfortable for audience members who do want to be here. Not everyone is willing to like be interviewed, and we've had issues where it just like doesn't work out, and I always feel really like bad. Like every time I feel so bad, and I don't ever want to put someone in that position where they can't quite, you know, not meet expectations, but where it just doesn't work out. So I think it would be great if anyone can just use their phone, record a quick video, and that's all they have to do, and they don't have to like public speak or worry about any of that, or their camera setup, because not everyone has a camera setup or the right mic, and we don't expect anyone to buy that. So I think using this video feature will be a great way to connect with more of you without having to make you really uncomfortable.
Yeah, and like we can always tell when someone's uncomfy. You can always tell when you're uncomfy. It's just not a good place to be. And like for people that do come on the podcast, the people that we reach out to usually have experience with an on-camera presence. Like they make their own videos. They like are used to being a public-facing persona, and that generally leads to just a better interview, where they're more comfortable, we're more comfortable, the tech issues are mostly resolved because they're used to that kind of thing, and it's just a better overall environment. Like, it's not that, like, you need an audience to have something valuable to say, but it's just that, like, you're more comfortable saying it once you're used to speaking to, like, people. So...
And you probably already have the equipment.
We want to work on that a little bit more. We want to get a little more consistent. A cohesive set, again, super fun. I keep thinking that like a green screen could be really cool for this. Like we both have green screens, then we could like pretend that we're actually in the same spot. Yeah, you know what I mean? And like we could like hire someone to like design something cute, and like that could be fun. Yeah.
We'll figure out sometime. I feel like we have a great start to something, and I feel like it could go really far, and I'm excited about it. I think we'll do some cool stuff.
It's a little bit of a short episode. We hope you guys enjoyed it. We are hoping to, again, be way more consistent. I feel like the stars were just really not aligned for us these past couple months. It was just terrible.
For a while.
But yeah. Like Riverside, which is our podcast recording software, just like not working. My camera was not being recognized on my computer. I had some audio issues. Like we both had just terrible things that like kept going wrong over and over and over again, which was very disheartening, but I think we've solved the problems. So hopefully you should be more consistent. Yeah.
We don't want to jinx ourselves here. We're finally in a good place.
Not jinxing myself. Watch it like just immediately stop working.
Or like
you lose power
somehow.
Again. That would be perfect. Like thunderclap episode over.
That would be a great way to finish though. Very dramatic.
It would. Speaking of, we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Yes, thank you for watching or listening.
Don't forget to rate us 5 stars whenever podcast platform you listen to. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, whatever. Find us there. We'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye.